So you were never supposed to know that Kamala was this bad because Trump is supposed to be dead and she wasn't supposed to have to do all of these interviews. I don't think that people understand what was supposed to happen. You have to understand that they have already tried to kill this man twice. They did not want this man to be the nominee for president. They certainly do not want him back in the White House. So the plan was to kill him, to probably, install Nikki Haley as Republican nominee. She had the second most delegates, right? And it was supposed to be between Haley and Kamala Harris, and Kamala wouldn't have had to do all of these interviews that she's been doing. She's been on this media blitz. So now a lot of people that did not know how stupid she was before, like a lot of people that did not know that this person cannot talk, can barely articulate a thought, like a lot of people that didn't know this are now discovering this. And so her campaign's in free fall, and she's likely going to lose. But like I said, you weren't supposed to know that Kamala Harris was this bad, this stupid, this empty, because Trump was supposed to be dead, and she wasn't going to have to do all of these interviews that have exposed her to be the absolute moron that she is.
Kamala! I wish I had the dude video who actually be doing those. They'd be funny. Yeah, you know what? I told y'all in the previous video that we're going to be discussing this particular topic. Yeah, the reason why we're finding so much out about Kamala Harris is because, yeah, she wasn't supposed to, if everything had went right at the Butler rally with Trump, we wouldn't be, going through this. Huge shout out to Rob Smith that he nailed it. This was definitely food for thought. And somebody says, hush, hush, some secrets slip faster than light. But yeah, so right, man. This is, I know, people in the comments are also saying it's pure ignorance that the Dems will try to, unallow Trump. They saying that the MAGA are the worst people in the world and stuff like that. I'm reading the comments right now, going over the sentiment. This makes most sense as to why Kamala is the Democrat candidate. I'm telling you, the math is mathing to me in that fashion, if you ask me now. Remember Kamala's word salad answer about Israel on 60 Minutes? It's gone. Yeah. You know why? Because Kamala Harris was interviewed by CBS 60 Minutes where she, I'm sorry, let me rewind. I meant to say the controversy involving Kamala Harris in 60 Minutes centers around the interview where the two different answers to the same question were aired in segments. In separate segments, y'all. And we're going to, review that video real quick. Let's check it out.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
Elon Musk posted this and reposted it, shall I say, because he replied in the comments. Yes, I verified and made sure it was him. But in fact, I can put y'all on the screen real quick. Okay, so y'all can see it. Major cleanup needed at 60 Minutes. Producers need to be fired. They edited an interview I once did with them. My actual words were, I can do what I want at Tesla, provided the shareholders agree. They deleted the last 4 words, giving my statement the opposing meaning. So, yeah, this isn't something new from CBS. Now, before I get into the whole why CBS owes Americans an apology, Libs TikTok just posted this less than a half hour ago saying Trump is going off on CBS in 60 Minutes today for deceptively chopping up Kamala's interview and replacing one of her answers. It's pure election. Yeah, I can't say that. I can't say that for the sake of this video. The fraud committed by 60 Minutes and CBS together with the Democrat Party is the single biggest scandal in broadcast history. He also went on to say a giant fake news scam by CBS and 60 Minutes. Her real answer was crazy or dumb. So they actually replaced it with an answer in order to save her or at least make her look better. A fake news scam, which is totally illegal. Take away the CBS license. I can't say the ER word. She is and the fake news media wants to hide that fact. And what you guys can't see that I'm gonna read: an unprecedented scandal. The Dems got themselves to do this and should be forced to. Nope, can't read that either. Sorry, Trump, can't read every word, but it says, with me, 60 Minutes does the exact opposite. They take everything I say, realize how totally brilliant it is, and take it out. So with Kamala, they add. With Trump, they delete. Like the Democrat Party, they are a threat to the democracy. And then he wrote this, 60 Minutes is a major part of the news organization of CBS, which has just created the greatest fraud in broadcast history. CBS should lose its license and should be bid out to the highest bidder, as should all other broadcast licenses, because they are just as corrupt as CBS and maybe even worse, Trump wrote. It's no secret that legacy media, mainstream media, they're doing their best to make sure that they can prompt Kamala Harris up as high as they possibly can. And you asked me, Trump is right to go after 60 Minutes. Integrity is at stake right now. Somebody says his one-liners would be amazing. Oh, let me read they wrote something right before that. Can you imagine being next to Trump when he goes on one of these rants? His one-liners would be amazing. Okay. What else? People saying vote Trump, media malpractice. The modern journalist is a little more than a propagandist, as he should. What a pitiful excuse for journalism, for sure. Now, remember I told you I was going to show y'all why 60 Minutes owes the entire country an apology. Who else thinks CBS should release the full transcript of the Kamala Harris interview? Let me know in the comments.
CBS News and 60 Minutes owes the entire country an apology right now. I don't think they'll ever recover from this scandal. So CBS literally sliced and diced their interview with Kamala Harris in order to cover up for her awful answers and incoherent responses. But they didn't just cut her answers early or omit certain responses. They actually swapped out her responses and put in entirely different answers from different questions. They are actively working on behalf of Kamala Harris and her camp, for which I have 2 words: election. President Trump was right to not sit down with an outlet that has thrown journalism out the window in order to help Comrade Harris win. 60 Minutes is the same outlet you might remember that ran cover for the Bidens back in 2020. Remember Leslie Stahl's refusal to acknowledge Hunter Biden's laptop? This in her interview with President Trump just shortly before the last election, people. They have lost all credibility. If they have any integrity, 60 Minutes would immediately release the full, unedited transcript. Hopefully a whistleblower comes forward. Don't hold your breath. I'm Caitlin Sinclair. God bless America.
I wonder, is this an actual crime? Is this actually a crime? CBS has a purposeful intent, withheld significant portions of the interview to influence the narrative. There's definitely a form of censorship there. Knowing if the public saw the edited portion, they would probably come with a different perspective. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the next Kamala interview is AI. I'm going to just keep it real, bro. Now, after all of this has come out, and the truth has been found out, and, stop. My dog is up in here touching stuff she's not supposed to be touching. Stop it. But yeah, now that all this stuff has been found out, I would say that CBS owes, and 60 Minutes owes Donald Trump an apology. 60 Minutes, and more precisely, smug, condescending, Miss Stala, or however you say her name, owes Trump a big apology. Remember Hunter's laptop story? It had been verified in 2019, and she knew it. But 60 Minutes revised Kamala Harris' word salad to make her appear more intelligent. Yeah, he was smart not to do an interview with them. Fake news, anyway. Let's check it out.
This is 60 Minutes. And we can't put on things we can't verify.
You won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't put on things we can't verify.
Leslie.
You know what you told me a long time ago when I asked why you keep saying fake in media?
Yeah.
You said to me, I say that because I need to discredit you so that when you say negative things about me, no one will believe you.
I don't have to discredit you.
But that's what you told me.
You've discredited yourself.
You told me that.
Leslie, you've discredited yourself. When you say that you're not going to cover Biden, you're going to ask him what flavor ice cream he has, okay?
That's not
Instead
true.
of why did Hunter get $3.5 million from Moscow? Instead of why is an energy company paying your son $183,000 a month or whatever they're paying him, and he has no experience in energy. You discredit yourself. I don't have to discredit you.
So this story about Hunter and his laptop, some repair shop found it The source is Steve Bannon and Rudy Giuliani.
I don't know anything about
And
that. I just know it's a laptop, and they haven't.
And you're making this one of the hottest, most important issues in your rallies.
It's a very important issue to find out whether or not a man's corrupt who's running for president, who's accepted money from China and from Ukraine and from Russia.
All these
I think
things
that's
have
an
been
important issue.
investigated, and this.
It's incredible the way you can try and say this and sit there and look me in the eye and say it. He accepted money, his family, from Russia, from Ukraine, from China, and from other places. His brother, who didn't have experience, became a big builder in Iraq without experience. Take a look at what's going on, Leslie. And then you say how that shouldn't be discussed.
I'm saying
it's the biggest scandal out there, Leslie, and you don't cover it.
Because it can't be verified.
You want to talk about insignificant things.
I'm telling you.
Of course it can be verified. Excuse me, they found the laptop. Leslie.
Can't be verified.
What can't be verified?
And not only that, Kamala is heard telling an aide who is feeding her questions that it's a live broadcast. Then she asked the question. She then asked the question she was presumably given. Why did it take me so long to get that sentence out, bro? What? When you realize what a fraud this woman is, you can't unsee it. Sheesh.
Flood. We really got to watch those areas and those communities. So it takes quite a while for that water to drain.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Ken, I have a question for you. You mentioned words matter, and I know there is a lot of media following this briefing.
I'm much so convinced that she has somebody else doing her job for her for every job she's ever done. Because at this point, it's like you can't even speak for yourself, honestly. And that she won't leave without her special earrings. Man, she's so fake.